Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A 16-year-old Roosevelt High School student is dead and 15-year-old is seriously hurt in a one-car crash early Saturday morning in Sioux Falls. Witnesses told investigators that they saw a car going at a high rate of speed at the intersection of 26th and Bonson Avenue just after 3 o'clock in the morning.
Witnesses also saw the car run a red light, then crash into a tree and flip over. The 15-year-old driver of the 2015 Fusion, but 16-year-old Caduce Getnet died at the scene.
Turns out that vehicle had been stolen. There had been a spare set of keys that had been left in the vehicle. We're not sure if these two have any connection with the theft, but obviously they were found inside that stolen vehicle.
The 15-year-old driver remains in the hospital. Meanwhile, the school district has activated a crisis team to make more counselors available at Roosevelt High School in the coming days. And we have new details about what led up to last month's deadly plane crash in Pierre. The National Transportation Safety Board has released a preliminary report. It says the engine suddenly stopped after the plane left Pierre. The pilot turned the aircraft around and tried to restart the engine, but it wouldn't work. So he had to try an emergency landing in the Bluffs.
The pilot suffered serious injuries and the passenger died. The plane had substantial damage. This is just the preliminary report. A final report will be released in a year or two. Rapid City police are investigating a gunshot in the northern part of town on Monday afternoon. Authorities say it happened at the intersection of Wood and College Avenues just before 1 p.m. Mountain Time. A nearby camera was able to capture two men walking in the area. The one wearing black is seen firing a gun to the northwest. The two are then seen running from the area.
Police caught the man wearing the red sweatshirt. Authorities say he was not responsible for the shooting, but was arrested for unrelated offenses. At this time, police say there are no reports of injuries. If you have any information about the shooting, you are asked to call Rapid City Police.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Monk. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, everybody. We are looking at thicker clouds today as compared to what we had yesterday, but temperatures still above average. Numbers today in the 50s to near 60 degrees. 60 is our forecast high in Sioux Falls, 53 in Aberdeen, 58 in Pierre, and 60 in Rapid City. Windy for tomorrow. Cold front will move through. Strong northwest winds will eventually get some cooler air in here for this weekend, though we do slowly warm on Sunday. More details on your forecast coming up with Brian.
Thank you, Scott. Investigators on the Rosebud Reservation are looking into what sparked a camper fire last week. Mission Volunteer Fire and Rescue says it happened at Rosebud Sioux Tribe Adult Corrections just after 11 a.m. on October 31st. One person reported that a thick column of black smoke could be seen over 20 miles away near Oak Creek.
Firefighters arriving on scene found 3 campers engulfed in flames. Crews were able to knock the fire down and limit damage to 2 other campers. One person suffered injuries due to the fire and was taken to the hospital. Firefighters from 2 states were called in to help battle a hay bale blaze in northwest Iowa over the weekend. The Rock Valley Fire Department says it happened 9 miles southwest of town just before 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. 25 departments from southeast South Dakota and northwest Iowa were called in to help, including Larchwood, Inwood, Canton, and Harrisburg.
Heavy equipment, including payloaders and tractors, also responded to the fire. Authorities shared these photos of the scene. The Rock Valley Fire Chief estimates that around 200,000 gallons of water was used to put out around 1,000 bales. Crews also made sure that no nearby cattle died as a result of the fire. Well, ahead of Veterans Day on Saturday, Big Paw's K9 is receiving some extra help so they can continue training service dogs. These dogs are trained to help disabled veterans and former first responders.
Monday, Levo Credit Union donated $1,000 to the nonprofit so they can expand their training facilities. The donation means a lot ahead of Veterans Day.
It's fine for us to say thank you for your service, but steps like this actually help our veterans know that their service has been appreciated.
Right now, there is a donation challenge happening with Big Paw's K9 where each donation up to $10,000 will be matched by an anonymous donor, so Levo's donation will become $2,000. If you'd like to learn more about how you can contribute to the challenge, follow the link under this report on our website.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens.
All right, our weather forecast as we look at the numbers today into the 50s and even a few 60s will show up near Yankton and Sioux Falls, probably Rapid City, close to 60. We've been doing pretty well on temperatures, but today we do have more clouds. We've noticed those thicker bands of clouds in the north central and the northwest, even some fog in places this morning. But by and large, as you see the animation here, see we warm up here and see those 50s and 60s in the southeast. Aberdeen should be in the low 50s this afternoon as some of those morning sprinkles exit northeast Ketherland. Speaking of sprinkles, we could see another little band of that developing across north central Nebraska into southeast South Dakota late tonight, and that's in advance of another frontal system coming in from the northwest. That front initially, the biggest story will be the wind that picks up here. We'll see some gusts probably over 40 in north central and northwest South Dakota. Sioux Falls could pick up that wind by mid to late afternoon. I still think we're in the 50s, at least in the mid to upper 50s as a high. And then we start to turn things a little cooler Thursday, and especially by Friday, we'll notice a little more of a difference in the weather forecast. But for mid-November levels, still not too bad. 60 our high today, Rapid City, 55 in Faith. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Item number 1, no significant weather systems. We don't have any organized rain or snow. In fact, we're inclined to actually raise the temperature. Day 6, day 7, stay tuned. There are opportunities even for some 60-degree weather to come back early next week. That's interesting to say. Aberdeen also, same trend. We're going to take a dive into Friday. It'll feel cool and blustery at 41, but then we're back up at close to 50 by Sunday. Here in central South Dakota, same idea. A tendency to knock the temperatures down into the last day of the work week, and then early next week, we'll see if we can pull back into the upper 50s and low 60s. Rapid City also on track for 60-degree weather by day 7. Check out the complete forecast details online at ketherland.com.